Hello, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk about emulation in my Steam Deck, whatever this thing is. But today is another Steam Deck video. I've said this in the past or in other videos that I think I want to kind of just like do one of these videos every week to kind of like, kind of document my journey in a way. I saw a comment on a previous video. Thank you for all the love and support on the Steam Deck videos, all my videos in general. But it was saying like the more you do with your Steam Deck, the more you play it, do other stuff, the more you want to talk about it. That's, hitting the nail on the head. I've been playing my Steam Deck a bunch recently. I think in my last video I said I was just starting or going to start or something, the Final Fantasy remake. And I am just about done it already. I have a couple chapters to go. I'm definitely going to finish it this weekend. It could be done by the time this video's posted. We'll see. I've been having a great time. I'm probably gonna make a little, video about that once I'm done that. But it's, really broadened my appeal for a lot of different games. And something that a lot of people commented about, you see it every time you like kind of look into a Steam Deck, is the emulation that it's capable of. So if you didn't know, a Steam Deck, it's a handheld PC is what it is. You can go into desktop, use it like a computer, and through, certain steps, I'm not telling you the steps, going through them. Please watch a video to do it yourself because there's way smarter people out there. That would be EmuDeck, and it's basically this overarching software thing that lets you basically emulate games from whatever console comes to mind, pretty much. You can find a way to do it with this, and it's so seamless with the Steam Deck. It's actually crazy. When you have the games that you want to play through emulation, they're literally listed with your other games that is on Steam. Like, it's all together after you've done it, which is just, it's mind-blowing to me. Now, saying that, I haven't done it yet, so I guess I kind of just lied to you. I'm going to be doing it this weekend, and today I just want to talk about what I'm excited to emulate and kind of stuff that, just kind of talk about emulation a little bit, because it's kind of like a weird thing. A lot of casual people don't do it, which is fair. There's some hoops you have to go through. I've done it before on my MacBook, and it's to play the games that I'm going to be playing with my Steam Deck, and that is the old Pokemon games. Growing up, Pokemon games, they were the shit to me. All the older ones, the newer ones don't really hold a candle to the old ones, in my opinion. The last ones that I really enjoyed, of the newer ones that I came back to, was the Sun and Moon kind of saga. I know people might hate that one. I love the Hawaii atmosphere, everything about that. I know the games, they're not that great nowadays, especially the most recent one. But you know what? It is what it is. But I've played those through emulation in the past on my laptop, and it's a very different feel, which I think playing it on a Steam Deck handheld is going to make it feel very at home, just because Pokemon Forever to me is a handheld thing. Mentally, that's always going to be a connection. It was always weird playing Pokemon games on the big screen. Obviously, it has its appeal, and when I first did it, I was like, holy shit, this is Pokemon on my TV through my Switch kind of thing. And or even I remember playing the Game Boy extender on a GameCube and playing Pokemon through that and thinking, wow, this is so cool. That was kind of my thought with EmuDeck when I first heard about emulating and stuff. That was my first thing, was oh my god, I can play all the old Pokemon games. Little do I know, you can emulate so much different stuff through this, which is so many different consoles. I've been kind of in a little rabbit hole of looking into PlayStation 1s, and I've watched a freaking documentary on the PlayStation 1, everything like that. It's the first home console that I really remember. The ability to play old PlayStation 1 games on my Steam Deck through my Steam Deck is wild. I can't think of the ones that Driver 2, I know, kind of niche. That game blew my mind. That's my first kind of GTA experience. That game was unreal from what I can kind of remember in my childhood. But the great thing about it is there's so many different console systems that it can emulate, and you can do it through it. There's so many different endless options that anyone, any age, couldn't find something that's somewhat nostalgic to them, which is really what so much emulation is like dipping into your nostalgia to play something you play when you were a kid. At least like that's kind of it to me. A great thing about emulation is like it gives you pretty simple access to do it. Now, getting games and ROMs, not gonna really talk about that because, pirates. And like that's kind of the thing with the emulation, because like Nintendo, which are a lot of the games that I'm looking forward to emulating, like old Nintendo games, old Zelda games that I just didn't play, old ones I did play, Mario games, the Pokemon game, all this stuff that like is my childhood that I really remember, really Nintendo based. And Nintendo's always had like their issues with emulation, people fucking with their games, software, all this different stuff that has been very anti-consumer in a lot of ways. A big thing with emulation is basically like archiving the history of gaming. There's a lot of like issues with Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that from that time where they would have batteries in the cartridge to like hold saves, I'm pretty sure, and do a lot of other stuff that over time it will deteriorate, like no matter what. Like you couldn't buy a Game Boy game and it could work perfectly fine, non-refurbished. You never know. But genuinely speaking, they have an end life date where there's not much of fixes. Like obviously you couldn't find a way, but the technology's older. It's, a thing of the past. Way more niche than like if you had like, if I broke my Xbox Series X or something went wrong with it, I guarantee could find a way to fix it right now. I don't know, PlayStation. I mean, I guess PlayStation 1, stuff like that are very old, and the retro gaming, market is there, but it's just definitely not as easy as, current technology. Like, that's just kind of how it works, right? Where emulation kind of just scraps so much of that worry away. Any current computer, realistically, you can find a way to play these old games, have these old memories, have someone younger that didn't see it, stuff like that, carry on these memories and pass them down, or whatever the hell you want to, romantically think about this. To me, it's just playing nostalgic games that make me feel like a small child again, because, I don't want to get old, even though I am. And just having the ability to go back and play them without any, like, bullshit or any technical I guess, there could be technical problems emulating them. If it's all, well and good, you can. And, like, the cool thing with, like, oh my god, dude, EmuDeck, this is gonna be terrible to edit, because I'm gonna see myself, like, butcher that so many times. You can also, like, play Nintendo Switch games through it if you own the games. You have to buy the games to do it that way, as I've found out online. Also, something great about the Steam Deck that I'm like, no, it's almost a month. Any like thoughts I have about it, it's literally a Google away, and like so many people have already had these questions, already like answered, helped these people. Like the community around Steam Decks is, very welcoming. They're very nice. People have their little issue with technologies of like this one's better than this one, whatever. I personally, I don't give a shit. The Steam Deck was super convenient when I, like, looking into it and everything. Steam, I know, has, like, crazy good sales all the time. Stuff like that. It had me sold. How easy the OS was and all this, Instantly sold it for me, personally. And if you want something that, might be able to push graphics and stuff like that further, there's options out there. But for me, personally, I'm not this techie person. I need convenience so I don't fuck it up. Which I'm still kind of worried about doing the emulation, because it's some hoops you have to go through. But the fact that there's literally infinite tutorials, walkthroughs on how to do it, I should be fine. And I know, like, the thing is, like, they're remastering and remaking a lot of games to kind of, like, try and alleviate that issue of emulation, where it's like, listen, we're bringing the really good games from that time frame into the now on this technology and making it better. But the issue is that it's like, it's never the same game, and it's always, you just have to buy it a second, you have to buy it again kind of thing. While it's like, I already own the game. Give me an option to play this old game now. But I don't know. That's just the whole thing with emulation. You know, there's pros. There's people that are for it. You can see why like companies are against it in ways because they want the control over that kind of, you know, their games, their stuff. I don't know. I'm very pro it because it gives the option to like let these old games live on forever, you know? Like I don't know if I didn't look into enough to like see if like you could emulate like a fucking Atari game because that would be just insane, like playing Pong or something. I mean, who really would want to at this point in today's day and age? You can play today's version of Pong and so, like fucking Wii Sports Tennis is just better version of Pong. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about emulation, the fact of planning to do it on the Steam Deck. The fact I can do it on the Steam Deck is awesome. I'm looking forward to playing a lot of the Game Boy Advance games like that because that's a lot of my childhood too. And the fact that it's handheld is gonna like fit like a glove to me, especially because when I was a kid, I never had like the Game Boy Advance SP with the flip, you know, the little square one. No. I had the Advance flat one with the fucking batteries in it. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like. If you want to hear more Steam Deck videos, me just talking about it, certain stuff, be sure to leave a like, comment. Let me know what your experience with it. I'm loving seeing all the comments on my videos where it's like, oh, I just ordered it or I just got it and I'm loving it and everything. It's great to me because I'm living that same experience right now. But also, consider subscribing. Helps channel out a bunch. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great weekend. Peace out.